Hello, welcome to Wednesday's class. Sorry, I'm like, oh no, I'm not even. I thought I was a minute late there, but rushing to get everything set up here. Again, going flat out. Today we are going to use the bench if you have one, or a chair or something like that. It doesn't have to be a bench as long as it's something for you to sit on. Other than that, it's just our dumbbells. I'll give it a couple more seconds there. Let some people jump onto the live. I'm sure everybody else is just as busy as me today, Christmas Eve. Probably one of the busiest days trying to get all those. You think you have everything done, right? If you asked me yesterday, yep, ready for Christmas. But I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh God, I got this and this and this and this. So here we are. All right, so let's get into it. Let's do our usual stretches. So feet are hip distance apart, toes pointing straight forward. Reach down, up, tip, and twist. Okay, nice and wide. Same reaches. Okay, all the way narrow. Okay, come hip distance apart and then externally rotate your toes. And internally rotate. Perfect. All right, first exercise, we're going to do our goblet squat like we've been doing the last couple weeks. So if you're new, I will explain it, but it is where you hold it kind of like this, in real close to your chest. You can even rest it on your chest if you like. And then for your squat, you're just going to be about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And then you're sitting back like you're sitting in a chair. Okay, just push that butt back. Try to keep your chest up. You do have to lean forward a little bit. That's just the way the body works when you're doing a squat, but try to keep the chest up as much as possible. And 12. All right, so I'm going to switch up to my lighter weights for this next exercise. We're going to do the Arnold, so the rotating shoulder press. So you start with your elbows in tight, palms kind of in towards your chin, and then press up, rotate out, come back down. So you're rotating out and rotating in. And 12. All right, keeping one of those lighter dumbbells, I'm going to come down to what we call our half kneel position. So one knee is on the floor, the other one is out kind of lunge style. Whatever knee is on the floor, that's the side that's going to hold the weight. And then we're going to do our over the head tricep extension like this today. So it takes a little bit more core work. Just trying to keep that balance there. Eleven, 12. Okay, I'm going to turn so my knee can go on the other mat. All right, so whatever leg is down, that's the one that gets the weight. take the little breather. That's our first 3 exercises. Take a little water break. All right, back to heavier dumbbell goblet squat. So hold it in nice and tight to your chin and squat. I've been so busy this morning, I haven't had a coffee yet today. And my youngest son has been up since 3:30. Yay! He went to bed super early last night. And 12. And he's generally an early riser anyway, but because of the extra early bedtime last night, because he was just exhausted, 3:30 this morning. All right, elbows in, rotate out, bring it back in. And 12. Okay, keeping the 1. All right, it's going to come down onto one knee, so the other leg is out lunge style. Grab that weight, go behind your head, and then straighten up. Okay, switching sides. And 12. All right, another quick little sip of water. Uh-oh, I see another flurry in the air. All right, weight in nice and close. Let's get it, goblet squats. Keep 11 and 12. Okay. Arnold presses. There we go. Ten, 11, and 12. Okay, and the half kneel, so coming on down. Right knee down, right hand with the weight behind the head. Keep that elbow nice and vertical. And 12. Okay. 12. All right, so we are done with those. Do we need, yes, we need dumbbells for the second set. Oh my goodness, I just smacked my head. Whew. Goodness, I was picking up the dumbbell and I smacked my head off the barbell. God, knock myself out here on Christmas Eve. All right, so going into our single leg squat. So this is where your bench or your chair or whatever is going to come in handy. Just something to sit on that's a normal height, so not pub height or anything like that. Make sure it's a normal height chair. And we're going to do our squat and stand back up. If you're having balance issues, you can touch just the heel of that foot down just to give yourself a little bit of assistance. And stand up tall. Make sure you're coming up all the way in between. Okay, get to your 12 and then switch it over. And 12. All right, so I've got my heavy dumbbells here. If you want to bring both sets over, I'm going to lay down on my bench, but you can just come to the floor if you don't have a bench. That's perfectly fine. I would suggest using heavy dumbbells for the first one. On the second two, you can choose if you want to do heavy or light. All right, so come on down to your back. Like I said, either on the floor or on the bench. All right, we're going to do a chest press first. So think about like a barbell bench press. We're just using dumbbells, down, push up towards the ceiling. Ten, 11, 12. All right, so we're going to turn our palms in facing each other, and we're going to do skull crushers. So the ones where your elbows stay up, bend back towards your ears, and extend up. Okay, finish up your reps of those. And then same setup, palms facing each other. Bend your elbows just slightly. And then flap your wings out to the side like a fly. Big hug motion. And 12. Perfect. All right, then come on up. That's it for that circuit. So take a little breather, grab a sip of water. All right. Back 2, our single leg squat. Down, stand up. And 12. All right, other side. There we go. And 12. Whew. All right, grabbing those dumbbells. Come on down to either the floor or the bench. All right, so first one, think of it like you're holding a straight bar, so your palms are facing like away from you. Okay, bring your hands down to your chest, push straight back up. Coming right into our skull crushers. Here we go. Okay, finish off your reps of those. And then into your flies. Big hug, nice wide elbows, squeeze together. And 12. All right, come on up again. Little water break, and we got one more round of those. All right, let's get it. It's the single leg squat. The bench is behind me. And 12. Okay, other side. And 12. All right, through the bench, laying down one more time. press or chest press, whatever you want to call it first. Skull crushers, last time. Okay, get your reps done. Like I say, anywhere between 8 and 15, depending on the weight you have. And then move on into your flies. And 12. Whew. All right, that set is done. That circuit is done. All right, let's take a little sip of water. Our core stuff is standing today, so we do need dumbbells, but we don't need our floor. All right, so I'm gonna grab the heavy dumbbell to start, just one of them. And we're gonna do like the traditional side bend with your hand, empty hand by your ear, and then just tip over to the side. All right, other side. Well, perfect. All right. We're going horizontal wood chop today. So still one heavy dumbbell. Feet are nice and wide, toes pointing straight forward. We're still going to do that same shift in our hips, but instead of on the angle today, we're going straight across. Okay, so you get both sides in the same set. And 12. All right, laying the dumbbell down. Next one, if you're a beginner and have balance problems, you can do a high knee march like this. Or if you want to take it up a notch, you can go high kicks. Okay, straight leg out, opposite hand reaching towards the foot. And 12. Whew. All right, so a little breather. That's our core work set. You just got to do that 2 more times. All right, heavy dumbbell, empty hand up by the ear. Tip towards the dumbbell, straight over to the side. No forward or back movement, no twisting, just tip. Okay, switch it. And 12. All right, horizontal wood chop. Feet wide, toes straight forward. Shift and twist. All right, let's get rid of that. High kicks or high knee march, whichever works for you. Perfect. All right, water break. All right, last round of the day. Here we go. Tip it to the side. All right, other one. 10, 11, 12. All right, wide feet, toes forward, and twist. And 12. All right, get rid of that. Last one for the day, high kicks. Come on down to the floor. Let's get our stretches in. Feet stretched out in front of you, and then just fold over. Okay, bring your feet in, knees fall open. Still a little kind of slight forward lean. Okay, 90-90 position. So 90-degree angles in both knees. And then lean forward over that front leg. Okay, switch sides. Still got your 90-degree angles. sit back on our heels. Butt goes back, and then slide your hands out, walk your hands forward. Okay, and then up to all fours and arch your back up. Drop it down. Okay, and then we're back into that half kneel exercise like we did in the stretch like we did in the exercise. Then you're going to tilt your hand away. Whatever knee is on the floor, you're tilting that arm up and out. Okay, switch it up. Excellent. Come on up from the floor. Hold on to something for balance and get your quad stretch. All right, other side. Perfect, and then final stretch. Hands behind your back, grab them together. Pull your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Try to make that neck nice and long. Perfect. All right. Well, Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you for joining. I will be here on Monday and Wednesday next week. Bye-bye.